Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Hi, Glorious E, Sylvia Strong, NGUs, Jojo Taro, Maxine Ladouce. Okay, unfortunately, I can't keep going. Today is Monday, so I will be back later on the other channel to do pet readings, personal questions, political questions, whatever you have. And if anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, or feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. Having said that, unfortunately, we've heard about all those people we lost in Texas, and some of you have asked me questions. The governor there, Abbott, follows anything and everything that Trump does. And according to report, there were some people, they have critical, they are mission critical, they were not there. But some other reports are saying that they sent out adequate warnings. But according to Trump and some others, this is a 100-year event. Nobody could predict it. My friends, we are in 2025, okay? We have all the technologies at our disposal to be able to do a better job. I hope they get to the bottom of what happened and fix it. And also, I hope Trump will learn from this, because we are in hurricane season. And according to some news that I hear, the person who's in charge of FEMA or one of those agencies, governmental agencies, did not know we had a hurricane season, and he did not know the size of Texas either. I was shocked when giving that high position, he didn't know. But since some of you asked me if Trump and Abbott would get away with this, I don't think so. There are going to be some criticism for Abbott and for Trump, because they are basically dismantling the federal government for whatever reason. All those things. And if they don't do anything about NOAA, because they have basically dismantled it. They have a skeleton crew. I'm not quite sure. I mean, if they think they're going to use AI to replace people, AI is not ready for it. So my prediction is there are going to be some consequences, but it's not going to be as severe as we would like it to be. The next reference is, hi artist, as I have told you in the past, the feud between Elon and Trump was not over. And I'm sure you've heard he created a third party. It's not going to be viable. He's going to be able to sway elections, though, just like, that woman who goes to Russia. I don't remember her name. She comes out of the woodwork every presidential election. I don't remember her name. Okay, and she can swing the election one way or the other. I feel like saying that whole party thing is going to fail, okay? But what's coming, lost audio. My audio is on, my friend. Somebody said they lost audio. Carla Sheridan. Thank you very much, this Jill Stein. Yes, Jill Stein. Stream stop. My stream is still going. No, I'm still going. I'm looking at myself on the thing. If I see myself there, so that means it's all good. Thank you, Ron and Conditional Love Tarot. Okay, thank you, friends. Yes. What I feel is coming between those two is going to be unbelievable. I know Trump right now, he has a new initiative to denaturalize people and deport them. And if he tries that with Elon, this is going to go very, very bad for both of them. I don't see Elon being deported yet, okay? But Elon has the resources to fight. Trump will win in a sense that he will hurt Elon, and in fact, he's hurting Elon already. In that sense, he's going to win. But when you have two people with such large egos, things go wrong very quickly because they're not paying attention, they're not thinking. And I feel that's what's to come. There's going to be an epic fight. And they will both suffer. And the person I feel that has more to lose is Trump, because he's president of the United States. He shouldn't be taking time out of his busy schedule, but we know what he's not doing anything. Stephen Miller, among others, are doing the job behind the scenes. He's just enjoying. The thing is, but he's still the figurehead, the official Poobah, Grand Poobah. Okay, he will lose in that sense. He will hurt Elon badly. But the thing is, the way Elon is going to go about fighting back, okay? And Elon, he has money. He can hire. I see him with a ton of lawyers already, okay? And he's going to take an ego trip. And he knows things about Trump and the Trump family, okay? They were not thinking about that. And do you guys remember I've told you many times before, they are using one another, okay? And I told you Elon successfully was able to successfully manage Trump's shortcomings, okay? But it reached a point, he took it personal before this whole friendship went south. He was not taking anything Trump said personal. Okay, he was there, he had his goal, he was focusing on that. Until according to some people, what triggered Elon is the person he placed. First of all, I believe he helped, or he recommended somebody for the IRS, for the top job at the IRS, and then the top job at NASA. And the person he recommended for the IRS, from what I understand, got booted, and also the person from NASA got booted, and that was his bread and butter. According to there is a gentleman who Trump sued, and he basically successfully fought back and won the lawsuit. I don't remember his name. He works for Bloomberg, if I'm not mistaken. I can't read the name, but anyway, you guys, K or McKay or something like that, okay? I feel he's correct because he has inside information he's a journalist, among other things. He's a very smart guy. He said what triggered Elon is the removal of the top guy at NASA. And we know what Elon's goal was all along, to learn as much information about what our government is about, how all the agencies work, how he can help himself and his friends, I told you guys that, make a lot of money, until they remove that guy. And that means, because also he's keeping an eye on Bezos and somebody else. I'm not sure who the third person, okay, who's into designing rockets as well. I'm not sure, okay, but the third competitor, I'm not quite sure who that is. But him and Bezos, it feels like to me intuitively, he's like, Bezos is the main guy he's keeping an eye on. He's taking an ego trip there too. So instead of keeping his ego in check, he lost it. And then that's how this whole thing unfolded. He took it personal, and now he's sore, he's pissed because basically Trump fired him, according to what I hear, and I'm not surprised. I told you that a long time ago. The minute I heard that Elon was going to be part of the government or whatever, he was going to be the head of Doge, that this relationship was not going to work. Okay? So, intuitively, I feel they're going to bloody each other if they're not smart enough to stop it. The winner will be Trump because he will impoverish Elon to a certain degree. Tesla is going to continue to go south, among other businesses that Elon has. Okay, and Elon, the American society, the public, the voters, American voters are not fond of Elon. And he's blamed for everything that Doge has done, including the firing of the federal government employees. But I feel like saying, well, this is an example of what's going to precipitate some change as well, or recalling some of those employees, because this is causing a lot of fear in the White House, what happened in Texas. They don't want a repeat of this in Florida or in the southern, where we get a lot of hurricanes. So, but expect that fight to go nuclear. That's my prediction. But Trump will have an edge because he has the key to Elon's funds. Because without government contracts, he's not going to be making much money. And it feels like to me, Bezos is well situated to eat his lunch. Bezos is going to be the benefactor here. The other competitor, I'm not sure. I don't think the other competitor, I don't think the third competitor is going to do as well as Bezos. If you notice, Bezos keeps a low profile. Bezos is behaved like the usual American businessman. He's supporting Trump and all that kind of stuff, but he's not going to put himself out there. Well, I guess he was too busy getting ready to get married anyway, but I still don't see him doing what Elon is doing because he knows better. And it's a dangerous, then that would be too dangerous for his business. He doesn't want to have a label put on his back like Elon did. But this is, my friend, this is going to be fun to watch. And, there are a couple of people. Let me see if you guys have questions just before I move on, because I don't know how many of you heard. Marilyn Landy says Elon hooked up with the devil. Absolutely, for sure. Bodyguard says, you think Elon would want to do more good with all the money? No, he want. In fact, Bill Gates, called him out because he doesn't have a charity. Most people have something, they try to donate. Bill Gates said it best: the richest man in the world is killing the poorest people in the world. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing. This says, thing is, Elon doesn't care to burn through cash. Yeah, well, that's what's going to make me right, artist. There's going to be a point. If he continues this fight, remember, guys, I told you for a few years now, I've been saying this. Elon is only going to be a multimillionaire. And when I say multimillionaire, he's probably, it's still good, comfortable, maybe within 100 million or 50 million, somewhere around there, still comfortable, way of living. But the way he's living today, he won't be able to have you walk all the way to the jets, when you're flying anywhere, the airplane is waiting for you on the tarmac, and you don't go through the rigmarole that people go through to get to the airplanes. They just drive you up to the plane's door and you take off. He won't be living that lifestyle anymore. Okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if Trump already has people. But it feels like that to me. How to impoverish him. That's the word I'm hearing as I'm saying this. So, and Tesla is not doing very well. Let's see what happens. Okay. I'm sure you guys have heard about the Epstein files. All of a sudden, Bondi is saying that there was no Epstein list, of people that he would hang out with and provide young women to and stuff like that. And we know, and they have Bondi on video saying everything is on her desk, and at some point she was going to release it. Well, MAGA is not very happy, and that's going to cause a major rift within the MAGA people. But as I was listening to this report last night, this is what Barr did not want to do, because that's who was coming to mind, and Barr is laughing at her because Barr knows what Bondi is doing is going to backfire. And once Democrats take over of Congress and in the Senate, and let me tell you guys, I'm going to stick to the prediction I made 6 years ago or 7, I don't remember exactly, that Democrats will take all 3 branches of government. I know what Trump promised these people intuitively, okay? It feels like to me, did you see the way a lot of people were asking Biden to give a preemptive pardon? They are thinking of the same thing. Trump is thinking of doing the same thing for the people who are around him, who are doing his bidding for him. Mostly like people like Kash Patel, Bondi, and these people. Okay? That's why they're going gung-ho. And they don't care about the laws, a whole bunch of stuff. But can somebody please tell me, it feels like to me there is a way to do an end run around this whole pardon stuff. I don't know if it's when you start an investigation or how they're going to do it. Okay? Because intuitively, when I focus on Bondi, by the way, she's going to have a heart attack or something circulation related. Let's see what happens. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but I would be surprised within the next year or so. Okay? Or an aneurysm, circulation aneurysm or a heart attack, something like that coming. But she feels so emboldened, so powerful, she acts without thinking. Whatever Trump asks her to do, I mean, she's a lawyer and she has DOJ, a bunch of lawyers working with her. She executes. But I know experts said that once a president gives you a pardon, there's nothing anybody can do. It's going to stick. But for some reason, it feels like to me Congress is going to do something. Okay? She will be held accountable. Do you guys remember I told you in the past, I didn't see her in prison, but I see her having legal issues. Well, there is something about the way they are going about abusing people. And the energy, I've been saying this for a couple of times, they are creating, okay, there is a level of anger. I was watching a video, when was that, yesterday, I guess it was posted on TikTok, but the owner of a company, this guy was besides himself. He owns a construction company. Of course, most of his workers are Hispanics. And ICE showed up, and he basically had to shut down because he had no more workers. And this guy was livid. And he was cursing the administration. I'm giving that as an example, okay, to show you the level of anger that's out there. And when this regime is over, this is not going to be over, my friend. This is not going to be like the usual president leave office and then everything gets back to normal. There is going to be a sense of grievance. People are going to want something to be done because they are hurting, they have hurt and still hurting, and they're going to hurt a whole lot more people as we go forward. Okay? But two things. People are going to demand that something be done. There is going to be a sense, Trump thinks he's asking for revenge or he's taking revenge. Watch what's coming. Okay? And all those people they have mistreated, people American citizens they've thrown in prison. I don't know what it is, but they're not going to get away with this. Bondi is not going to get away with it. And anyone else involved. There is another gentleman, an FBI agent, okay, who was fired by Kash Patel in the last week or so. He wrote a scathing letter. I said leather. Sorry. He wrote a scathing letter. Let me see if that's, I don't think I copied it. I couldn't, something happened. I woke up at 2 this morning and I was reading it and I couldn't send the link to myself. Unfortunately, I can't read it. But he just got fired last week. He wrote a scathing letter about the working of the FBI, and the FBI is failing. To me, that's how a lot of people, not only in the FBI, but throughout government, are feeling. And when they can speak, the stories are going to be horrendous. And not only that, American citizens they've put in prison, okay? Some of them are coming out recounting their experiences on ICE detention. It's already having an effect. It's going to be worse. So all those things together, if you guys think that the last Trump administration, the way basically it destroyed the lives of a lot of people who work for him, this is going to, that was nothing. This is going to be a lot worse. And intuitively, he can fantasize all he wants about, being president for life. It's not going to happen. He's looking forward, trying to find ways. And you know something? Even the Supreme Court won't be exempt from the wrath of Americans. If Robert thinks it's bad right now, watch what happens after Trump leaves office. Or it may even be before. I can confuse time. I'm being safe. I'm saying after he leaves office, it can be any time. This summer, it feels like to me it's going to be critical. Okay? But if Robert thinks they've caught some flags, he hasn't seen anything. And I would not be surprised if a lot of, on the conservative side of the justices, don't quit because of the treatment they're going to receive from people and the next president of this country, because they've been unfair. And other people who have lied to the public, there are going to be consequences. And all the abuse they are perpetrating on people. My friend, right now it's really bad. And those of you who, I agree with you. I mean, we've never, according to historians, this country has been here before, but I don't think it's been this bad. Okay? But what this regime is not thinking about, the communication today is not the same way as it used to be in the 1700s. Before, if something happens in Florida before it gets to New York, it takes 6 months. Now it's a matter of seconds. Not 6 months, it's 6 seconds or less. So they don't understand. And also following Orban's and those people's examples, how they got to where they are, becoming a unity president. It's not going to work in this country. But hey, what do I know? I'm only a psychic. Let's see what happens. But this is, intuitively I feel, this has a great potential to blow up and turn violent. And that's what, concerns me. Because the way ICE is pushing the boundaries, it's a matter of time. I hope I'm wrong. But this is a disaster waiting to happen. And it doesn't matter how much money, how many people they have, because there's a level of anger you reach. That's why I've been saying this for over a year. Well, it's unfolding not too far from here than the place where I was born. They are killing each other every day. There's a war going on. And I've said it last year, it can happen here. I hope it doesn't. That's my prediction. Okay, let me see if there are some questions. Gotta make sure I don't keep talking. Oh, that's a good question. I'm interested in the answer. I don't think they can remove them without impeaching them. But RDID says absolutely. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they could impeach them. Well, that's removing them. But it feels like to me I don't know how it's going to happen. I wish I could explain. Or I knew how to explain it to you. All I know, it may be a way of treating them, because they all think they're very powerful and they deserve a certain level of respect and be treated better than everyone else, and they're not going to be treated that way. This is asking a question: will Trump and co be charged by The Hague? I don't think it's going to be The Hague. We know that other dictators have been charged. I feel this might be the case for Trump. The reason why I'm saying this is because I don't think we are a signatory to The Hague. I'm not sure how that works, but I don't think that's who's going to grab that case. It feels like, to me, Americans are going to want it done here. Okay? And yes, like I've been saying for a long time, intuitively, it's all going to take place here. And I don't know how many, I was saying that this past Saturday on my other channel, the military is questioning the deployment and the country. That's not why they joined the military. It feels like to me that's their way of sending a message. Because I told you guys, I mean, I'm sure some of them will gladly execute Trump's orders, but it feels like to me the majority of the military, they're not going to do it. And if anything, I feel there's potential for a clash. They're not going to stand by, watch ICE abusing people. And believe me, if you think ICE is aggressive now, watch, within the next year or so. Okay? What we're seeing right now is going to get worse unless something is done. Okay? And the only thing that can be done at this point is peaceful protest. Let them know we are watching. That's the only other thing that will force this regime to back down. But other than that, my friend, expect ICE to be out of control. And there is, like right now, you hear they're arresting, Americans daily, but not in great numbers. They won't care. That's why they give them as much money they are allocated to that agency. It's going to be interesting to watch. Okay? But the other person I feel is on the chopping block. Except he's going to go. And it feels like to me, except he's back to drinking. He may maybe trying to control it and not doing it as much as he used to. Okay? But it feels like to me, he's back to drinking. And the other person I feel is not very secure, but I wrote his name down. Lutnick. Okay? Is, remember guys when the way Elon used to be, he was like glue on Trump's side. It feels like Lutnick has taken that spot. Yeah, but you know something else that's going to happen as I'm saying this? Elon, as I said a little earlier, he's angry because he feels like he was used. And also he feels like the other cabinet members basically outsmarted him. Okay? Watch. He's going to go after some of them as well. It's not only going to be with Trump. This guy is super angry because he feels like they got the best of him. He spent all that money for nothing. Well, he has some pretty good contracts, although Trump will cancel some of them. Okay? But he's going to go after some others. That's the way I am getting him. Okay, let's see. Oh, RFK Jr. as well. That measles stuff, I said that a while back. That measles stuff is going to catch up with RFK. I'm telling you, it's a matter of time. And it's not only the measles, okay? The dismantling of all those research that are important to everyone, he basically canceled, or the budget for those research is like less than half of what they used to be. This guy, let me tell you, if you look at last week, he testified in front of Congress last week how he was treated. They have no respect for him. Because, there are very few people in this regime that the people in Congress have respect for. They treat them like the dummies that they think they are, okay, and the toadies, because that's what they are. But yes, he's another one, okay, I mentioned him before. The guy I don't think I ever mentioned was Lutnick. You know something? there is somebody among them that's going to come down with cancer. And for some reason, I'm being pulled towards Besant. Okay. It's in the music. Diana is saying, Milou, will we see more Muskrat revelation of the Trumpers' secret? Oh, yeah, coming out. Oh, absolutely. And that's why I said this whole fight is going to go nuclear. And he's got a lot to say, believe me. Joshua Tower says he can't think his way out of a cul-de-sac. I agree. Oh my God. Ramondi Pasquale says RFK Jr., the early bird gets the worm and the roadkill. Yep. And yes, Artie says 300 cases nationwide. Imagine this in this country, a disease that was basically eradicated, and now they have 300 cases. This guy has no idea. Oh, Gracie says over 1,200. I thought, okay, you guys know better than I do because I haven't been keeping track. Oh, the artist is talking about the 200 million Musk donated. No, I think he spent 500 million. The 200 million was probably Wisconsin. I believe that's where he spent 200 million, but he spent 500 million or so, something like that. So Gracie is right. It's about 1,200 cases of the measles. Yeah. Oh yeah. People have a laser focus on RFK because he's very vulnerable. Ham, Eckshett, and Hubbard. But Hubbard knows how to manipulate Trump. So she's still able to navigate and keep her job for now. Adi says, correction, Article 3 allows impeachment of Supreme Court justices can be removed. Yeah, my earlier comment was for regular impeachment process. Yeah, not because I'm an expert. I heard other experts saying that. You're right. Gracie says, Mark Cuban, what is he up to? What did he do? I don't know. I'm not sure. What is Mark Cuban doing? Shan Greenwich says, I feel Trump will be gone soon. I feel the same too, but I can confuse them. I feel we're in the thick of things. Oh yeah, things are really bad. Delagin says, will Petey be arrested on DUI charges? I doubt it. Because he doesn't drive. Because of his position. Okay, he has a driver. Later on, oh yeah, you can believe that. Okay, but right now he won't get caught drunk driving because he has drivers, and he has, these guys, because of the position that they have, they're not like you and I. Well, I should only speak for myself. I don't know about you guys. I don't have a driver. I've got to drive myself unless I do Uber. Gracie says Mark Cuban is joining Elon. Well, I would expect better than that from Mark Cuban. But you know what? They fellow billionaires. Okay. He probably think there is something, smart, because he was criticizing Elon. He's been criticizing Elon for a whole bunch of stuff. So, intuitively, he's making a mistake because Elon is going down. There is no recovering for Elon. People hate him, and his cars are not selling, and Trump is going to impoverish him. So, let's see what happens. Gloria says, Milou, Cuban is not. Oh, okay. I heard that too about Mark Cuban. He said RFK is looking for treatments other than vaccines for, yeah, right. Yeah, he was talking about some kind of vitamin that can cause liver damage. Is it vitamin A that they gave the kids too much and it damaged their liver or something like that? Okay. That's what I thought. Gloria says Cuban is too smart to do that. That's what I thought, because he was criticizing Elon left and right every time, a lot of times on Twitter. Yeah. All right. I think. Oh yeah, Zion. Ooh, where did it go? Okay, Zion Christian says Elon also tried to buy the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Exactly. A Supreme Court seat to get a favorable ruling on Tesla. Yep, Tesla dealership operating there. That tanked, absolutely. I saw that loss as the inflection point for Melon. Yeah, that really was very discouraging to him. But on top of that, they removed his associate at NASA, because that would be, not the NASA contract is a huge contract for him, I heard. Well, of course, he's into rockets. He has a bunch of them. And that's what NASA is using to go to retrieve our astronaut in space. And I always felt it was wrong. I know it's cheaper having private, companies doing what Elon and Bezos are doing, okay? But I didn't feel it was time yet for our government to be doing it the way they abruptly canceled the shuttle and all that kind of stuff and let private companies do it. I always thought that was it wasn't the right time. Well, here we are. When right now we only have Elon to depend on. Yeah. Okay, friends. Thank you very much, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you, Chat Managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, donate to my website is below the video, psychicmilou.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you like the channel, please subscribe, and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. And also, everyone, if you... Okay, that's still a lot of people here that can hear me. Every once in a while, I'll forget to turn on my audio. Don't worry. Just, if you're scrolling a minute, go in a minute or two into the video, you will get sound. I just want to say that I'm going to keep saying that for the rest of this week so that people know. Because if a lot of people keep saying, I don't hear you, I don't hear you. If you scroll in, you will get the sound. I just want to make sure, because right now Microsoft can automatically update Windows and you don't even know. Okay? So that's what happened to me last week. They updated Windows, and I didn't realize that. It changed my setting. Every time they update Windows, it's not my fault. I didn't design the application that I use to stream with. So, in fact, I'm going to send them an email after we're done to tell them that's what's going on, so they can maybe fix it. All right, everyone. I will see all those who usually come see me in the evening. I'll see you later. Otherwise, unless something major happens, I'll see you all tomorrow. Till then, bye.